yeah, 2 hours, after 2 hours of sitting around. So the problem was the temperature sensor was getting too hot, or was saying that the DPF was getting too hot. So I guess the temperature sensor that's on a DPF has a range of how hot it can be and how cold it can, or how it's a temperature sensor. So it just reads the temperature of what the DPF is. But if the DPF gets too hot, then the temperature sensor kills the DPF system from working, from operating. Which is why I got the wrench on the tack. And that's the reason why the truck filled up with soot, because it didn't allow the truck to regen, which is odd to me. I mean, I would think it wanted to be hot. I can see it getting overheated to where it's going to cause a problem with the other sensors that are inside the DPF. But, I mean, it is hot outside. But still, like, I don't know. I just feel like that's a dumbass fucking reason for it to stop the truck from regenning and then not say anything. Not say anything, and then the truck doesn't want to say anything until the truck is full of soot, and then it's going to try to derate me because it's full of soot. Like, that don't make sense to me. That seems like the dumbest fucking thing ever. I feel like if it's an issue of it getting too hot, the way they should program it is it should kill the regen so the temperature sensor can cool down. And then once the temperature sensor cools down, it should try to kick back in again if that's what it needs to do. Instead of just letting it fill up with soot, and then once it's full of soot, then it wants to derate me and throw up all these codes and everything else, and it makes me want to pull over. And then if I wouldn't have had a device to be able to force regen it, then you would have had to take it to the shop, get it force regen, yada yada yada, which they wouldn't have probably just force regen it. They probably would have been, oh well, you probably need to bake your filter. No, that's just a whole lot of a headache. That's the reason why if you have an emissions truck and you are an owner operator, you take care of your own trucks, you need to have a device to force regen your truck that stays in your truck. It saves you money, because that probably would have cost me right there. I wouldn't be surprised if that would have cost me a good $600 to $1,000 just for somebody to force regen the truck. Even though they probably wouldn't have did that, they would have charged for diagnosing first. Because apparently, since I'm just a truck driver, I don't know shit, so they wouldn't have just forced regen the truck. They would have tried to diagnose this, and that, and took their time so they could milk their fucking hours to get money out of me, and yada yada yada. So I don't know. It's a dumb design if you ask me. It just needs to go all in all. So that's what my plan is. It's got to be looking around and see what I can do about it. But like I said, we're running now. We'll see how things go. I'm hoping it cools out. Keeps cooling down, because it's been cooling down now. I'm hoping it keeps cooling down so the truck won't have any issues of getting too hot. It is pretty freaking hot outside, so then my plan is still to go to the same spot, and I'm hoping that tonight it's cool enough, which it should be. I don't see why it wouldn't be, but I'm hoping it cools off like really good tonight. So then I'm going to regen the truck. I'm going to try to park away from everybody, but then I'm going to regen the truck tonight, let it go through a full cycle without it throwing up codes and everything else, so it'll be empty of soot, or close to empty of soot tomorrow, so I shouldn't have these issues again the rest of this trip, and so I can get it home and figure out what I need to do from there. So that's the plan. But we're back on the road, we're back at it. I don't know how much more recording I'm going to do after this, because I'm kind of fed up with everything right about now, but we shall see. parked for the night. Steele, Missouri. We're at a truck stop. Pretty open, pretty wide. So got the truck regenning now. So hopefully I don't run into any more problems with the whole regenning stuff and DPF stuff on the rest of this trip. But yeah, this is where I'm gonna call it for the night, and I'll catch you guys in the morning. Good morning. Just got fuel, little stuff to put in the truck just to make it down to Louisiana. About 5.5 hour drive left. I was going to leave out a little bit earlier than I did now, but there's no point, you know. Figured I'd just sleep in or a little bit. So it's about 8 o'clock now. We'll make it down to Louisiana at around 1. I don't deliver till 7 tomorrow morning, so it is what it is. But we're about to take off now, and hopefully no DEF issues. So easy little run, let's get it over with. Guess we gotta pull over, figure out what that's about. Guarantee it's having to do with that.
Guess we'll find out. There's a rest area coming up in a couple miles, so I'm gonna pull over there and scan the truck and see what's going on. Because if it has to do with the DEF, then that means the truck's not gonna do a regen and it's just gonna fill up with soot again, and then I'm gonna have to pull over and do all that crap all over again. So might as well pull over while it's not full of soot and get it figured out and clear it out. If it's the same code as last time, then I guess I know what I need to replace when I get home. So it's not one thing, it's another.
No, you know what? I actually changed the plans. I'm not gonna stop. It's hard to tell when this truck's doing a regen when it's running up and down the road, but I can definitely tell now, like when it's, you gotta kind of listen to a turbo while you're riding down the road to tell if this truck's doing a regen. When you go downhill where the truck's kind of coasting and it's not putting any throttle in, the turbo will go down to 0, no boost, and then it'll kick back up and spool like it does in a regen. And then once you give it more throttle, it will do like a, almost like a blow off type of noise. Anybody that has an emissions truck will know what I'm talking about, but it does like a blow off type of noise, and then the turbo kicks back in and starts making boost for the truck to, you know, make power. So it's currently still doing a regen. I'm just really curious on what the light's about, but if it's not going to affect anything, I'm just going to keep pushing. And as long as the truck don't tell me that it's full of soot or gonna derate, I'm just gonna keep going. So I'm not too worried about it. We got, let me check, 3 hours, 3.5 hours. So hopefully it just makes it 3.5 hours, and then when I stop for the night, I can check and see what that's about. But hopefully once I get rid of that, I won't have too many of these problems anymore. Interesting. Alrighty, I got it working. We got 2 fault codes. We got incomplete regen and diesel particulate filter system. Huh. That's easy to fix. I will just clear those, see if the light flickers. Lights off. Truck back on. Then we'll go vehicle diagnosis test, and regeneration, yes, and the truck should kick on. There we go. So since it thinks it's done an incomplete regen, I'm gonna let it sit here and regen. But and I'm gonna also let this truck idle tonight. As much as I hate this truck to idle, it's like 90 something degrees outside right now, so until the sun starts to go down and cools down this truck, this motherfucker's gonna idle. So I'll probably regen it now, and then once it gets cooler tonight, I'll regen it again to make sure I get everything out from it sitting here idling, because it's way too hot to sit in the truck without AC running or anything like that for now, until I get my non-AP unit thing that works like an AP unit but not an AP unit for AC, since I already have heat. So because I don't like the extra weight of an APU plus taking up frame space. So I got an idea for cooling the truck in the summertime without an APU unit. I think I've talked about it once before, but I'll be getting that sooner than later. So, but yeah, I'm gonna end it here. I hope you guys liked it. Be picking this back up. I think I'm gonna do like I did last time, since it's gonna be a 2-day thing, where
I'll be doing 2 separate videos. I don't really know yet. We'll see, but I hope you guys liked it. Check out all the Instagrams, Snapchats, all my social media links if you want to communicate. And also check the description for all of the links to everything Amazon wise for now that I have in the truck, and then everything else will slowly start getting put on there. There's a lot of stuff I have to go through. I got to figure out what companies are, what stuff is from what company and everything else. So all the Amazon stuff will be in the description. Go check it out if you're interested in something. But with that being said, I hope you guys liked it. I hope you guys have a good week. I'll catch you guys later. Peace.